Let's do this.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Jaden.
Hi, Jaden.
Hi, I'm Anthony.
Hi, Anthony. I'm Jerry.
We would like
Hi,
to
Ty.
interview you
Hi.
about your job. Would that be fine?
That'd be wonderful. You guys want to come in?
Yeah.
Sure.
Come on in. Shut the door behind you and come on in here.
All right.
I think this would be a good place. You guys want to sit around the table?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Sounds good.
What's this for?
It's for our freshman seminar class. Yeah, we have to do interviews on like a certain subject that we got from our teacher.
Very cool.
So the first question I got for you is, what made you become a police officer?
Yeah, it's a good question. So, I'm 58 years old, and there was a television program on called Adam 12. So, well before TV shows like you see today with law enforcement, this particular one followed two guys around in a LAPD car, and it just seemed to be a very realistic view of what law enforcement looked like. And since I was around 12s, we call it custody division. I taught them a variety of subjects. For most of the time I worked midnight to morning type of shift with, Tuesday, Wednesdays off, so it wasn't the most conducive. I think that was probably the hardest thing. It's the hardest thing on family life, and it's the hardest thing on your body because you're just not accustomed to sleeping in the daytime, being up all night. If you mean the hardest thing, what I think you mean, I think probably dealing with it's always like the bad side. I used to joke and say, you call a fireman, everybody likes a fireman. Fireman comes to your house because they're there to rescue you or to save you in some capacity. Law enforcement shows up usually because there's something that bad happened to you. You either a victim of a crime or somebody was killed in your family, and I'm there to tell you about it. So I think that's the hardest part, always dealing on the negative side.
What was the best part about your job?
Yeah, the best part. So the best part, almost quite the opposite. There's times when you get to go to a house, maybe they were the victim of something, but I get to be a positive influence in a time where it's not such a positive influence in their life. So I could go and help them work through something. I've planned funerals before because people had family members that had passed away and they hadn't planned for it. They hadn't been ready for it. I could be unemotionally attached and I could work them through it really quickly. That's something positive in a bad scenario. I could help them reassure their kids that if their house was broken into, it's an isolated incident. It isn't a boogeyman coming back to target them again and again, and help their kids just be comforted knowing that. Sometimes, and you might hear this on the news even today, where a family gets victimized around Christmas. So lots of deputies and police officers will get together with their peers and pool money together and buy gifts for the kids, which were stolen during holidays. Those are always really positive feelings, to have.
Can you explain what all the stuff is on your belt while on duty?
Sure. There's a lot. So first of all, we have a gun.
Yeah.
And depends on what police agency you work for. When I first started, I carried a revolver, just a different style of a pistol, like a Western style pistol, probably what you guys would be familiar with. And then we switched over to a semi-automatic pistol, which was really a long time ago, but late, considering how long weapons have been around. That was 1989. And I carried a semi-automatic pistol. And then the other thing on the gun belt would be extra ammunition, so it magazines to hold ammo for your pistol in case you run out. Handcuffs. We had a baton, a radio. We had pepper spray, keys. Some would carry a pocket knife of some sort, just for a variety of reasons.
Yeah.
Never for a weapon, more just a tool to use. That was probably about it.
Do you think it was hard work or luck that got you to where you are today?
Yeah. So, like this day or that day, I just thoroughly loved my job. It was a great job. I think that in itself helps me get where I am today. I don't have a negative outlook on my job when I was doing it. Now that I'm retired, I don't miss it because I don't miss what it does to your mind and to your body. It's a nice reprieve to just know that I don't have to. Having a good rapport with my supervisors definitely got me to where I am today.
That's great. That's great. Did anyone discourage you from becoming a police officer, or did anyone pressure you to be in a different career?
Yes. So I was raised by a grandmother and a great aunt. In 32 years, there were 32 deputies killed. So one a year in any employment is a lot of fatalities. And although some of ours are car accidents, that's another big risk we take in deciding you want to take a path in law enforcement, is just knowing that. The military would be similar, but law enforcement by far would probably be the most prevalent public service job where you lose your life.
Were there any classes in high school you would encourage us to take to help us prepare to become a police officer?
Yeah, so when I was in high school, I went to high school in Paramount here in California, and we didn't offer any programs per se directly related to school, but what we had back then was a Sheriff Explorer program, and I volunteered to become a Sheriff Explorer when I was 15 and went through a Sheriff Academy. I was assigned out of the Lakewood Sheriff Station. I did that for 6 years till I turned 21. I worked a variety of jobs during the Explorer program, from being able to ride in a police car, sheriff car during a regular deputy shift, to fingerprinting civilians for job employment, working parades. That was a great job, and I actually met my wife of 39 years. She was also an Explorer at Lakewood Sheriff Station, and that's where I met her.
That's awesome.
What would you tell your 15-year-old self? What advice would you give to someone who wants to take this career path?
I would say finish school, college, because it all boils down to money, but you go to work to feed your family, so that's awesome, but go to work and have a job that you love is icing on the cake. And in my particular incident, I didn't finish my 2-year degree until I turned 45 years old, which was too late for that to give me any financial advancement at work. In other words, if you join the Sheriff's Department, an agency in California, with your 2-year degree, you make more money when you get hired than I did with a high school diploma. Same with your bachelor's degree, you make more money. So if you add that up over the years and with overtime hours, etc., it ends up being a tremendous amount of money. And nowadays, without an education, it's harder to get promotions. So I made it to the rank of corporal, in a military term, a two-striper, where with a college education, it's possible I would have promoted to much higher positions, which equal much more money. I'm not money hungry. I'm very content with the situation I'm in, but to answer your question, I think education would be the most important. At least it gives you more opportunities. If you want to take a test, you can. If you don't want the promotion, you can deny it. But.
All right. Huh? All right. Are there any questions I didn't ask that I should have asked?
You guys asked me some questions I didn't anticipate. I think a question that most cops get asked is, have you ever had to shoot anybody? No. Have you ever had to pull your gun out? Yes, numerous times. It's just somewhat standard procedure when you're dealing with certain categories of criminals. So felonies, the worst crimes you can commit, you're always going to err on the side of caution and point your gun at somebody as a precautionary measurement. But that's not occurred to me, and I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that I didn't have to deal with any severe traumatic incidents involving kids. I have been around kids that have been abused and molested, and I've taken them from family members and put them in children's service situations, but they've been minor and they've been able to be reunited with family members, so that was always a good thing. So, God's protected me from not having to deal with too many traumatic incidents.
Right. In most of our questions, you've answered other questions that we have. So this will probably be our final question. Where can I find more information about this career?
So within law enforcement, for me, I'm a fan of LA County Sheriff's Department. You can go to LASD, like David.org, and you can read about it. You can read about the Explore program. The Los Angeles Police Department has the same type of a website, LAPD.org. They have an Explore program as well. And your high school here in Santa Clarita Valley has deputy sheriffs assigned to it. That's another place to go and get some resource info from them. Santa Clarita Sheriff Station's located in this town. They're all open all the time. You can always go inside the station and get info as well.
All right. So, Anthony, what did you like most about what he's said to us?
I just thought, everything was cool, like that you said that police officers would gather and give presents for people that have gotten robbed. I thought that was really cool.
Good.
All right. What about you, Jake?
I like the detail he went into, sort of like how you explained the belt, on how many items were on the belt. I didn't expect those many items on the belt you wear.
Might have forgot some.
Yeah, I'm really fascinated with pretty much everything that you said. Like, I've actually had an idea of going into law enforcement when I grow up, so I'll keep this in mind.
It's a great career.
It's
Yeah,
great.
for sure.
All right. Thank you for taking the
Thank
time.
you for everything.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for everything.
Yeah, you bet.
Thank you for everything.
Yeah, you're welcome, Ty.
Thank you again.
You're welcome as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, take care. Good luck with your project.
And thank you so much.
Thank you again.
Yep, good night.
Good night.